What the fuck? Right, before we start this week's episode, I just mentioned Chris has got a little story for us today.
Oh.
Right, Chris, do you want to share the story with the viewers at home?
Okay. Now,
So, like, as we've mentioned previously, he works at a school.
so I work at a school, so I thought, well, I thought this was a lucky find, but then it just started getting kind of creepy. It's like really weird. In actual fact, I actually can't quite believe it yet myself. So I'm a big lover of Pokemon, and I really wanted to revisit some of the old Pokemon games. Now at home I have, I have Pokemon Sapphire, I have Yellow, Silver, Crystal, some of the DS titles. So my favourite one personally is Soul Silver, for example. I sort of get the best of both worlds, the nostalgia, makes it sort of slightly bit more up to date. Well, it's quite old now, but anyway, the point is, I was going through the school and I ended up finding a copy of Pokemon Emeralds. Now, you think, okay, fair enough, this is probably one of the kids. I found it in the woods.
Okay.
So, already, that's a bit like, ooh! Like, because basically, being, hopefully the audience, hopefully you already know, Pokemon Emerald, the cartridge is green. So, but it's quite often where kids will sort of just take stuff outside, you know, it's not
And lose it in the woods.
Well, the school is based in, like, pretty much entirely in the woodland, pretty much, apart from the sports fields. So obviously, if a kid were to drop it, let's say, it would be quite hard to find. I was riding my tractor, which is like a small ride-on lawnmower, pretty much, with the trailer attachment. I was going to do was getting rid of some rubbish. When I say rubbish, it's basically grass cuttings and well, just sort of like plantation stuff that will just break down. We just sort of sketch it in the woods, just the plants and all that. Anywho, I was driving and I saw the plastic. Now, obviously, it's sort of common practice where if we find stuff in the woods, because it's a 300-year-old protected woodland, if we find bits of plastic or any kind of like ooh.
No, carry the story.
So it's kind of common practice for us to just sort of pick it up because we want to sort of keep it clean. The only kind of rubbish we really want to see in there is stuff that's either naturally occurs or it's sort of grass or twigs or do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so seeing that bit of plastic there, I thought, oh, let's quickly pick it up. And I picked it up. It just so happened to be Pokemon Emerald, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
People are never going to believe that I found this.
Yeah. So I picked it up and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I mean, this wasn't today. I found this about a week ago, I think. It was actually just after I last saw you, in fact.
Oh, go on.
So I had Pokemon Emeralds and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Took it home. Didn't really think too much about it through the day, actually, to be honest. I briefly came into mind thinking, oh yeah, I got that game to try out, you know, get to see kind of whose profile it was, or you know, what they've been doing on the game. I mean, it was kind of a shock because the kind of kids that are there, but basically it goes up to year 7, so all the kids are really young, and like. I mean, I've seen them come in with Pokemon cards. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still a thing at the schools. It's just a Game Boy Advance game just seems a little bit kind of like, the more I thought about it, the more I was thinking, like, what kids, like, nowadays is still playing Game Boy Advance? Like,
Kids who have an appreciation for the classics.
yeah, but, like, big kids like us, perhaps, we'll play these because it's nostalgic for us, but, you know, for them, you know, I would have thought they'd just be on the DS game. Anyway, So I got home, put it in.
Parents have raised them, right? So
Yeah.
You go home, you put it in.
So I put it in, and that's when everything just got really fucking weird really quick.
You realised this isn't Pokemon Emeralds at all. It's some sort of gay clown. So you go on.
Right, so I started flicking through it, and I thought, oh, it's already been played. I'm not starting right at the beginning. I'm already starting in, I forgot what the seat is called. For you people who play Pokemon out there, it's where you first meet the guy who gives you a key to go into the power plant. It's also, I think, where the daycare is. By memory. I didn't really look around. Anyway, I've actually got it with me, so I should really look at it. But so it's already been started. What I didn't understand is I thought, wow, whoever was playing this got really far in like 7.5 minutes. Because that's all the save time that was on there. 7.5 minutes. And I was like, 7.5 minutes, so at this point, but I think they already had like 6 badges. And I was like,
I call bullshit.
yeah. I was like, this is odd. And then I went on to look at the profile. And this is where I did get a little, quite like, hang on a mo. It just so happened that the character's name was Chris.
Okay!
That's my name. And, you know, it is very possible to
have the same name as you by complete coincidence.
So, I sort of took it as a coincidence. So I then looked at what Pokemon we have, okay, and inside I was only holding one Pokemon, and it was a Pikachu, level 5, okay, and I hadn't been in a battle with it or anything like that, but it already knows Surf and Fly, which at first I thought, no, that's impossible. Then I started thinking, well, there was that whole idea that Pikachu could fly with balloons and surf on a surfing board or something like that. I imagine fans will be correcting me on that. So I thought that's a bit odd. And then I went on the Pokebox, the storage. Obviously, they still haven't found. Is it Bill?
What?
That game? The PC.
Bill?
It's like Bill's PC, isn't it?
I don't know what the fuck. I haven't played Pokemon in years. Who the fuck?
So
Bill.
the Pokemon storage guy, the guy who actually invented the Pokemon computer.
Yeah.
I think he's called Bill. Anyway,
we're gonna like fucking idiots if he's not. But carry on. Carry on.
The point is, he has every single Pokemon for the first 3 generations, so all the Gen 1 characters, all the Gen 2 characters, and all the Gen 3 characters, all in shiny form, and I was like, oh, this has clearly been hacked.
No one's gonna believe that I found this.
Yeah, and then, but all the Pokemon belong to Ash. And the Pikachu belonged to Ash. And I was like, hang on. Then there was like the very last box, box 14. So there's 14 boxes that you can store your Pokemon in. All 13 boxes were full with all the Pokemon in shiny form, in number order.
What?
And then the last box was just a bunch of random characters. So like we had like an extra Groudon, we had an extra Rayquaza and an extra Charizard, but some were in their shiny form, some weren't. And I was just like, what is going on? This is really weird. And yeah, so I loaded it up and I was like sort of fiddling around with it, and I was thinking, well, can't you transfer characters from advanced games into DS games?
Yeah.
Using Pearl or Soul Silver.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like I said, I'm a big fan of Soul Silver. I already had it in my DS. I was thinking, well, I'll try and transfer. I had a quick YouTube how to do it, and but then I read something that apparently if they're hacked, the game would know and deny them passage to be transferred. So,
communist propaganda.
so I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. But if this is hacked, then obviously I'm not going to be getting anywhere with that. But so I tried transferring a couple of the characters, and it works. So last week I ended up
Getting shiny.
not just shiny. I now have the first 3 generations of character all in shiny form. All level 100. All belong to someone called Ash. Even though the character's called Chris, which is weird. And yeah, I'm actually going to pick up some of the newer DS games and see how far I can transfer them.
Okay. So, now, the viewers will have no context for this, but you said that this has made you convinced that you need to leave your job. Why?
Because I haven't explained all the weird stories, have I? I've just sort of caught
No,
up with you.
all you explained is in whatever the one from last time was, and I don't think you told them the one about how there was apparently a ghost in the whole.
Okay, so
you've told the dog one with the C4, but I think that's all you've told.
okay, so basically, lots of creepy shit keeps happening, but the thing that creeped me out about this Pokemon Emerald experience was the fact is that I was on my own in my cupboard, in my office, and I just so happened to be watching some videos on Pokemon, you know, watching the sort of older ones and sort of seeing what's changed in the newer ones and stuff like that. And I kept thinking to myself, do you know what? I know I've got Sapphire, but I would really like to get a copy of Emeralds. Don't know why, I've always just wanted a copy of Emeralds.
Good game.
And then it just so happens I find a copy of Emerald in the woods in my name with all the characters on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like someone stalking you, passing out random copies of Pokemon.
Like, I sort of, I'm up there with, like, you know, coincidences do happen, but
there's coincidence, and then there's I'm being stalked by Satan.
Yeah, like, what are the odds? You know, what are the odds? And yeah, I'm just getting a bit like, I'm sort of getting a bit fed up with like weird, creepy things happening at the school, and if I'm getting to a point where it just so like, I guess there's gonna be a few people like listening to this thinking what the hell is he babbling on about, or he's gonna be thinking.
Well, yeah, because this is like their second time listening to you, because I'll probably post this before the Cuphead video.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they probably will be thinking, who the fuck's this Nosser? What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to try and explain this as decently as possible, and which means we're fucked, given that it's you explain it.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest explainer of things. So basically, stuff just keeps happening at the school that seems to put me off. There was the time just before the summer term ended. It was me, there was the PA, the headmaster's PA, Aggie, she was in the office.
Really? You want to name people?
That's not her real name.
Oh, fair enough. You thought the shrew.
And there's another lady there called Susan who was one of the finance sort of ladies, let's say. Anyway, we had a guy come in to check basically, we have kids boarding at the school, so we have to have alarms for the doors, especially for that. So if the kid's trying to leave, like if they start wandering around the school, or if someone tries to break in, if they break into the school, you get obviously the main alarm that will go off. But then if someone then sneaks sort of further into the building to where the kids are, they've got their own independent security, obviously, to keep them safe. And yeah, basically, this guy came over to just check the alarms. We had a problem with the one in the girls' room. Now bear in mind, they say it's summer term, no one's about, everyone's gone home early. It's just me, the headmaster's PA, and the finance lady, and I'm the only one on site now, and
except for the ghosts.
And this guy, he would actually stay with him because we were going into a flat which belongs to the guy's the head of the boarding, and his wife's the head of female PE, and they live in the flat, but they were out actually, so we could sort of the line out. But it meant that I had to stay with him in the house so I could get the money around and other things. So he then said, after we were sorting out the alarm, he then said that, right, well, I've got to actually check the door in which the magnet sensor thing is attached to. I said, yeah, you can go do that, because obviously that's just, there'll be no one about and there's nothing really you can do. So I'm like, yeah, you can do that. I've only got to be with you while you're in this flat. So I waited in the flat with their dog, and yeah, he went off, and then he came back with this like quite sort of confused face, and
he said, "Chris, Jack the Ripper's not supposed to be in the girl's dorm."
He said there was he said, I thought you said that there was no one else in. I said there isn't. And he said, apart from the finance lady and the PA, but the finance office is in a completely different part of the school, and the headmaster's PA is next to the headmaster's office, which is right in the corner of the main building of the school. We're like upstairs on a different floor in a different part of the building. He then turned and sort of says that there was this woman packing a suitcase in a room, and she was just staring at him, and then he was like, hello, and she was like, do you work here? And then he was like, no, I'm just here to check the alarms on for such a company, you know, being professional. And then she was like, oh, okay. And then apparently she then closed the suitcase and started to walk off, and it kind of creeped him out a little bit, but you know, he just thought, okay. He then told me, and I was like, there shouldn't really be anyone else on site. And he was like, well, there definitely is. And I was like, okay, well, like that shouldn't be the case. So anyway, I had to go find this woman. I had to actually leave him in the flat in the end, even though I wasn't supposed to, just because I had to, like, we had someone walking around the school, which is like a security thing. So I had to get, I ran around the school, and I know the school from like the back of my hand with all the little corridors, alleyways and stuff like that. Tried to corner off all the little bits and ran around. Couldn't find anyone. Went to the door where there would be a room, which explained, but it wasn't a room, it was just a small cupboard. He was making out like it was a big room. I'm like, you know, there isn't a room. But anyway, so I checked the cupboard anyway, all it was worth, and everything was there. It's just where domestics keep some of the cleaning stuff for the girls' halls. And anyway, so he finished for the day. He was sort of getting a bit creeped out. So I told the headmaster's PA, and she said, well, I haven't heard anyone go through the door apart from you and the other gentleman. And I was like, okay. So I saw the finance lady, and she said that she hadn't heard anything or seen anything or known about anything. So then I had to start walking around the entire site just to double check that no one was hiding away or something like that, because apparently that has been happened a very long time ago, where somebody was basically just camping and hiding in the school during the summer holidays.
Mm-hmm.
When I say a long time ago, that was
last year.
that was quite a long time ago. That was something the old caretaker told me about. And then as I was going around the site, I started thinking to myself, like, I don't hear anything. Hopefully I don't want to come across anything. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really believe in sort of the paranormal, but you know, these kind of things do cross your mind. You start getting a bit paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was walking around, all I kept hearing was like weird sort of strange creaking and like the pipes and stuff. And I just assumed that's just the school, like the woodwork just creaking. I mean, it's a 150-year-old building. You're going to hear noises. It wasn't until I was in the library, down at the very bottom, I then looked and it was the last room I had to check. And as I walked out backwards, making sure, because the door handle was a little weird. And I shit you not, right above me is a corridor, and I imagine this is quite a large room. There's like a walkway above me.
Mm-hmm.
There I heard a little girl's giggle, and then some footsteps. I started running up the stairs, trying to catch whoever that was out.
Didn't find anything?
And nothing was there. I didn't hear any doors bang, and they're quite heavy old wooden doors, so if you open one it would make a bang. As I nearly got to the top of the stairs, I had this horrible reality thinking, hang on a minute.
You've become like the red shirt in a slasher film.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you running directly after the
I always
ghost?
watch horror film, and I'm always thinking, hang on, why would you go in the creepy basement where you're hearing creepy noises?
No.
Why do that? And I'm thinking...
And then you had the proper reaction. Oh shit, everyone get in the minivan.
Yeah, I sort of ran up the stairs, I was thinking, hang on, I'm the guy now who's about to run into the situation.
And get stabbed by Jason.
Yeah, I don't want to die. Fuck this. And I proceeded to like casually stop, walk downstairs, act like super chill, thinking, if I act normally, they'll think I'm oblivious. And then just left.
And then you came over and we had chicken.
Yeah.
Good time. Fucking... I'm sorry, man. I think we're going to have to leave that there.
I'm sorry to the audience.
Yeah.
I am the worst storyteller.
No, it's actually...
ever.
Come for the Donkey Kong, stay for weird-ass ghost stories. See you all next time.